What else was said? Was there some outtakes that we
Really,
didn't see
I
on the
mean,
Insta?
you know, it's just that I think that His Excellency has got a real desire to make Joshua against Fury. So whenever they get together, obviously in his mind, that's a big focus. But also, we can't miss out on the journey, which is Joshua against Dubois, and of course, Fury against Usyk, December 21st. So it's all very well saying you guys are going to fight, and they may still fight, win, lose or draw, whoever knows. But the size of that fight obviously multiplies by 10 or 20 if both win in
It makes
September
so
or
much
December.
sense.
Of course,
Early
yeah.
2025,
Yes.
right? And he said, what, second quarter, right?
Sorry?
Didn't he say
Yeah,
second
first or
quarter?
second quarter, depending on what happens. You know, obviously, you know, our priority is just to see AJ win, become a three-time world champion on September 21st, and then it's over to Tyson Fury. You know, I think AJ he really wants to fight Tyson Fury, but also the dream is to become undisputed. So we would still like that third crack at Usyk, but we also understand the size of the Tyson Fury fight.
Have you ever felt so good about AJ? I mean,
No. But even sitting in a round table, you know, it's just that we feel, I said to him, you're like a veteran then.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember when we fought Klitschko and we didn't have a clue what we were doing, you know, we were just like, and he was like it was amazing to watch him. He was almost like controlling. Even when he did the head-to-head, he'd go to AJ, right, we're going to turn to the camera in 3, 2, 1, and it's like, you know, and everything just seems so, it's just like, we've been there so many times. And he's so confident right now. We know it's a tough fight, by the way. Like, Dubois is a handful. He can punch, he's very aggressive, but it's a terrible time to be fighting Anthony Joshua, especially with that style. Because if he comes out gun-ho, AJ's like a sniper at the moment. He's punching so hard. You know, you saw that against Wilding, you saw that against Ngannou particularly. Like, I've never seen him throw with such intensity or malice.
Yeah.
And he's really very, very confident right now.
You got to get a win back on this guy, too.
Well, I'm worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I said we lost 10-0, but this is worth at least 20. This one. So we've got Warrington against Kakashi for the world title on the undercard as well. So yeah, looking for a couple of big wins.
Right. You love the sun. You love coming to Phoenix, right? Have you discovered like a great hidden gem here?
Unbelievable. I mean, we found it. I say we found it when we did Daniel Jacobs against Julio Cesar Chavez, which was, I don't know, 4 years ago now, something like that. You know,
2020.
Yeah,
4 years.
4 years ago. So I couldn't believe, but I knew Chavez was a draw. Do you know what I mean? So, but we did like 8,000 that night or something like that. And it was a wild crowd. And obviously Chavez quit. They were throwing beers everywhere. I mean, it was wild. Then we've been back for the Estrada, Chocolatito. We did a small show with Bam, and then we came back with Bam against Edwards in December. And you got one Brit and one guy from San Antonio, and the crowd was good, like 4,500, 5,000, something like that. But this fight just felt like it was a Phoenix fight, and you know, I think we'll be somewhere between 9 and 10 on Saturday. The whole of the lower bowl will be completely sold out. We've already opened the upper tier already, so you know, like I was here for Munguia against Ryder as well, and it'll be a similar kind of crowd as it was that night, and it was a brilliant atmosphere. And I like the passion, I like the knowledge. They're friendly-ish. Do you know what I mean? And I just think they like their boxing. You know, they get there nice and early. They want to watch all the fights. Honestly, we've got a really good card on Saturday. Like even the before the bell stuff. Like Barrios against Cardenas will be a really fun fight. Ramla Ali against Mercado will be a good fight. Sonny Edwards Curio will be a very, very tough fight for Sonny as well. And the main event's fantastic. So I think when there's a good fight and a good card, they know and they appreciate. Obviously, you've got Mexico fight playing the next day, so that can help and hinder. Because obviously, if you're buying a ticket, do you want to spend money on the night out on Saturday as well? But it will help as well because you've got a lot of Mexican fans here anyway. And a lot of Mexicans here for the football. So, yeah, we did. I think we did like 800 or 900 on Wednesday, 600 yesterday. They're talking about doing 2,000 between now and the first bell.
Wow.
So, you know, you do it differently over here in America. We do all our tickets in the UK on the first day of sale. Like probably 80% of tickets on the first 24 hours of sale. and then dribbles all the way to the event. But here you do like, I don't know, 30 or 40% on the first day of sale, and then you do 30 or 40% on fight week as well. And then the rest just dribbling in, you know, like Jaron Ennis in Philly in 2 weeks. We're up to, I think, 11,000 or close to already. And we'll probably do another 2,000 at least, 2,500, 3,000 from now till fight night. So we're selling a lot of tickets at the moment, actually. And I think that, you know, people talk about big time boxing going to Saudi. It does have a positive effect on the boxing world, because people are seeing big fights and boxing feels big again around the world. And I think fight fans who watch boxing are seeing big fights getting made.
Last thing for me, the winner here, just start unifying belts.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I've always really liked Bam against Chocolatito, but they're both with Mr. Honda, and he's never wanted to make that fight, and I get it, but, you know, apparently their spars, like, last couple of weeks have just been unbelievable to watch, and, you know, if Estrada wins, I don't know, there's not a lot more for Estrada to do, but for Bam, I think that we need to start recognising he's 24 years of age. If he beats Estrada tomorrow night, for me, you have to put him in that top 5, top 6 pound for pound conversation. And like, he's 24, so he couldn't make flyweight anymore. It won't be long till he can't make super flyweight. Then he'll be at bantam. Then he'll be at super bantam. Yeah. You know, so I believe that he could be. It's a shame he never won a world title at light fly, because he could have done. That's where he used to fight at. But I believe you're looking at a 4 to 5 weight world champion in Bam Rodriguez. I actually think tomorrow night you'll see an unbelievable masterclass. It'll be very difficult because Estrada's really up for this, and he's very good and very crafty. But I just think Bam, he's flying at the moment, and he's so confident.
Thank you so much, Eddie.
Eddie, you just mentioned boxing going to Saudi. Obviously, Saudi's bringing boxing to America.
Yeah.
We're about 5 weeks out, if I'm not mistaken, from the Riyadh season card. I wanted your thoughts, though, because as somebody who's been watching all of the Riyadh season cards, day of reckoning tickets started at $25 US. And then, so, you know, in very small venues, I figured, oh, they're going to come to America, stadium fight. It's going to be great. Everybody's going to afford to attend. And, you know, they make it the most expensive event the stadium has seen this year. Why do you think that was? Like, it's not the biggest of cards.
What, are you joking?
Are you joking?
Huge card. A huge card. It's the best card we've seen. Tell me a better card than that in America.
So my thing with it has a lot of good names, but there's not a lot of fights that we asked for. Like, obviously, Virgil Ortiz and the Tim Tszyu fight fell off. I thought that was the best fight on the card.
I think it's the best card I've seen in America in a long, long time. I mean, wow. You've got Eminem performing.
That is good.
You've got Andy Ruiz coming back against Big Baby. You've got a great fight with Pitbull Cruz and Valenzuela as well. You've got David Morrell. You've got Andy Cruz. I mean, no, I disagree with you, but, you know, they will price the tickets for Riyadh season how they want to price the tickets. It is expensive, but it's a great night of boxing. You're going to get tremendous value. Like I said, Eminem's doing, I think, 3 or 4 songs. It's like a mini concert in itself. I think they've already done over 10,000 already. So, you know, it's a question for Riyadh season, but I think it's a card like we've not seen before. So they will learn around these events, and they will price. Don't forget, these shows, they cost an absolute fortune, and you can't. At some point, you have to try and monetize them. You can't just lose tens of millions of dollars every night. Sure. So you've got to try and make it work financially.
Is the entertainment aspect something that, I mean, obviously we've seen it in Riyadh. Eminem's going to be in LA. I forget who it is, but I believe
Liam Gallagher in the UK.
In the UK, it was just announced, obviously, for the Joshua Dubois fight. Is that something that
His Excellency wants to bring music and entertainment to live sport for sure? You know, I couldn't believe it when he told me Eminem was performing. Like, there's stars and there's Eminem. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's one of the biggest recording artists of our generation. So Liam Gallagher, who is also one of the biggest recording artists of our generation, will be at Wembley. So yeah, he definitely wants to make sure that value for money's there, that wow factor's there, and mixing entertainment, music with live boxing as well.
What's the feedback been from the UK? Obviously, going up against Frank again with Joshua Dubois.
It's good. Yeah, I mean, We've done around 70,000 tickets on day one for Wembley today. Yeah.
Wow.
So incredible. The fight card is unbelievable. Like, and the thing is when you're spending like, if I did that show, the undercard would be a tenth of what it is, Jared. So there's a huge amount of spend going into these shows, into these undercards, into the live production, the music. So yeah, it's a really, really big event. And Joshua Dubois is two Brits fighting for the world heavyweight title, and it's a great fight.
We saw, obviously, first it was you sit down with Frank. Now we got a card out of it. We've seen now you and Ben Shalom for the first time, I feel like, ever in public together. Could we get a Matchroom Boxer event down the line? Is His Excellency interested?
No, I mean, they're not looking at that at the moment, but who knows in the future? We've kind of, all the fights we've missed out on, that Boxer have pulled fights out on, we could have done a 5v5 with all those, but who knows in the future? It's definitely not on the radar at the moment. I feel like the Matchroom Queensbury rivalry that stems, 30 or 40 years, had great narrative around it. We're planning another one of those very soon. No plans to do a 5v5 with anyone else, but who knows in the future? It's a great format.
Very soon, as in this year, or?
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Okay. I wanted your thoughts. Obviously, you're a boxing man, but Riyadh season also announced they're going to Vegas in September for UFC, and they're specifically...
Sponsorship, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, specifically the Noche, the Mexican Independence Day card. I don't know if you guys have anything like that in the UK, Eddie, but could we see maybe like a Cinco de Mayo Mexican Independence Matchroom Riyadh season?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, look, His Excellency's got incredible vision to do stuff. I think they're sponsoring that UFC event at the Sphere. Obviously, you got August 3rd in LA, you got September the 21st at Wembley. Then we're back in Riyadh October 12th for Beterbiev against Bivol, and then December 21st for Usyk against Fury. So, I think that we love to moan as fight fans, don't we? But let's be honest, right now we've got it pretty good. Like, all the cards are fantastic. Everyone's trying their best to put on the best shows. We're starting to see some of the best fights getting made. For me, I'm seeing the effect on other shows as well. Like, our ticket sales are better than they've ever been globally. Here this weekend, Boots on July 13th. Even down to like Birmingham last week, a smaller show doing 4,000 or 5,000. Johnny Fisher against Alan Babbage going to do like 6,000 or 7,000 for that fight. So there's a real buzz around boxing again.
Last thing for me, seems like maybe the last 7 days, do you receive like some criticism online for choosing to not bid on the Haney Martin purse bid, and you gave your thoughts on that. Devin spoke on that. Yesterday we see Bill and Ryan on Instagram Live together. Have you gotten a chance to speak to Devin? Because obviously now we've seen he vacated the belt.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm glad I didn't bid on it, because we would have wasted some money bidding on it, because he pulled out the fight anyway. So we had, I've been through it, many interviews. We had no obligation to bid on that fight. I actually spoke to his lawyer the night before the bid, because we're talking about making the Liam Paro fight.
In Australia?
Yeah, and I said I want to make that unification. Speak to WBC, come back to me, and then we'll decide what we're going to do and if we're going to bid. They never came back to me, so I'm not going to bid. Like, you got your own promotional company. This is what makes me laugh about fighters who have their own promotional companies, but they're not really promotional companies. They don't have any substance in there. They don't have any desire to roll the dice or take risks or even back themselves in a fight. Do you know what I mean? Because if they wanted to do that and they felt there was value in the fight, they could have bid themselves. But they didn't want to bid themselves because they knew they would have lost a load of money on the fight. So they want someone else to lose a load of money on the fight. And that's definitely not down to me, especially when I don't have a contract. So, but, I heard Devin's words on Ariel. I think he was a little bit annoyed at the time. He's a smart man, and he knows that we're going to be doing business together. I would still like to make the Liam Paro fight in Australia. I think he said he's up for that, but it's got to make sense for him. Quite right. If it does, we'll make that fight in October, something like that, November, and then see what happens. But if not, he can just sit out and wait for Ryan. But that's a dangerous game, because God knows what Ryan's going to do.
We saw Paro just return to Australia. Huge welcome in Brisbane, if I'm not mistaken. Have you spoke to him? Obviously, he just pulled off the upset of the year for him. But
he's flying at the moment. I mean, he's just got back from a holiday. They want a huge fight in Australia. You know, you've got great benefits in Australia of the government supporting and bringing money to fights. So Kambosos obviously fought Haney twice. It was government backed. Then he fought Lomachenko. That was government backed. And they will do the same to bring Liam Paro a major fight. And it could be Devin Haney. So that's the plan, October-ish time in Australia. Big homecoming fight for Liam Paro.
Double-edged sword for you. Obviously, you took Matias to Puerto Rico as a world champ. I'm sure it felt great, but same thing for Paro now. He was, if I remember correctly, he was the first headline of yours when you announced the Matchroom Australia and really start pushing. I'm pretty sure it was Liam that headlined the first event. What was that like for you? You know, obviously you were able to take Matias to Puerto Rico, but you were also able to get Liam that title shot.
I don't really like, you know, Matias was a big favourite in that fight.
Huge.
You know, the atmosphere was incredible, but Liam Paro was incredible. So it was a shame in the respect of we were starting to look around in Puerto Rico thinking about where this could lead to. Next one could be at the Cholo in front of 20,000. But Liam Paro wins, and now you're looking at doing a 20,000 show in Brisbane. Do you know what I mean? So all I can do is make great fights, say good luck to everybody, and see what happens at the end result.
Eddie, I appreciate the time. It's always great speaking to you, brother.
What up, YouTube family? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.